YouTube, what is going on, man? It is your boy Sean Conboy, and you are tuned into another video. Today we're going to be going over how to download Eclipse. This is going to be your IDE that you use for Java, and I don't know if you saw that, but open up any browser that you are using. I'm going to go ahead and just type in download Eclipse, and I'm going to look for either of these. Eclipse.org is what we're going to be looking for. So here we have the Eclipse Foundation, and when you scroll through, you can see the download button is right here. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to go with the top package, and we should see that start to download. Sure. Eclipse is open source, so they do give you the option if you want to contribute to them. And then here we are slowly coming through. All right, there we go. I'm going to click on that. It should open up the executor. Now, this is definitely catered to whatever you use for your specific use case. For me, I'm just going to use the top one, Eclipse IDE for Java developers, because Eclipse will be my main Java developer. I'm not going to be using it for C++ or C at all. So I'm going to tap this, and this will choose where it's going to get installed. I don't really like the start or the desktop icons. I like to keep things pretty clean, but you would choose those based on what you want. And then install is going to be that final piece. You can read this. I don't think I've ever read a single one of these user agreements in my life. Just accept it. Hopefully I didn't do anything detrimental. I have seen this take very long, and I have seen it go very quickly, so be prepared for anything. You can see, if you hover over it, that there are different things being done. So if you do see it just stagnant in one spot, I wouldn't freak out, especially if you just hover over it and you can see that it is actually doing things. All right, there we go. You can see it says installation has been completed, and we can launch Eclipse here. Sweet, that closed. Every time you open this, unless you click this button, it's going to ask you where you would like to create a workspace. I specifically have a workspace for my school projects, so I'm going to go there and just choose that. But if you have anywhere else, if you have a documents section where you have specific Java programming stuff, you can use that, or, go with the default. That's okay too. Okay, Microsoft Defender exclusion. So Eclipse runs and changes code. So this is basically saying, hey, your security system may not allow you to do that. So exclude Eclipse from that, so that way you don't have any issues. I'm going to close this out just because it's not necessary. Huh. Alright. This is what your program or your IDE should start to look like. I'm going to go to open a project. And this is very different from what most people would normally see, but basically just going to go into the directory and find where those projects are. And this is my main folder. Within that folder, I have a few projects already created. So I'm just going to go ahead and open those, and you'll see them populate on the left side. So anything that you work on now, you can simply right-click, New Project. Ideally, you would go into General. That's not the case here. If you're working with Java, you need to be using a Java project. So I'm going to click on that. You name your project. In my case, I'm doing a lab for one of my courses. So I'm going to name this as Convoy Lab 4. And this puts it directly into that area where I would want it to be. And then simply finish. Open perspective. I've never done this. I always click no, even though it says remember, but I feel like that's one of those things when you really learn the system more, then you'll be more acclimated to doing that. But for now, this is all you need. This is the new project. And then if you wanted to create an actual file within there, I'm going to name this one main. And then I'm going to click this button so that we have a public method called main that allows us to run stuff within the program. And just for a quick reference, we'll do system.out.println hello world. Finish off with that. And up here, this green icon, you'll see, we click, hello world is printed to the console. That pretty much wraps up this video. It's very simple. I'll include the links in the description to eclipse.org/downloads. And I don't think this is too complicated at all. It should be very simple and straightforward. Anyway, I'll see you later. Thank you.